Toyota Camry of the 7th generation XV50, 2011-2017 years of release. Good day. If you are wondering is it worth buying a 7th generation Toyota Camry and what problems you may encounter during operation, then you are at the right place. So the 7th generation Camry in 2014 has undergone a restyling. The pre-styled version of the Japanese sedan looks more solid, but at the same time obsessed with an abundance of chrome which becomes cloudy over time. The updated sedan can no longer boast of a monumental appearance, but instead offers, for example, improved noise isolation. It's a pity that the Japanese did nothing with the extremely short-lived seats during the planned renovation. Even after a run of 50-60,000 kilometers, fabric upholstery may look so unpresentable that one might think that the car has traveled all 250,000 kilometers. Leather upholstery is slightly more durable, but it's far from the standard for durability. Not surprisingly, sometimes dealers even change seats under warranty. As part of the warranty, some owners had a chance to replace the flimsy glove compartment lid for free. Lots of crickets are another common Camry problem. At first, extraneous sounds come mainly from under the front panel, and then the entire interior begins to emit creaks. Only truly radical measures can help to completely get rid of crickets. For example, complete disassembly and subsequent assembly of the cabin. In the course of the latter, the craftsmen use additional noise-absorbing materials and seals. But there are practically no complaints about the Toyota Camry electrics. The owners complain mainly about the window regulator buttons, which tend to glitch. As a result, at the most inopportune moment, the lowered glass suddenly refuses to rise. No matter how much the Japanese would like to use simple and time-tested technical solutions in their cars, even they are unable to dismiss technical progress. That is why the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine used in the 7th generation Camry turned out to be technically not the easiest one. It used both phase shifters on the intake and exhaust shafts and a variable intake manifold. Phase shifters can cause problems. Their malfunction will be indicated by knocks and uneven operation of the motor when starting. But overall, the 2.5-liter 4 is really reliable. With proper maintenance, it will withstand 500,000 kilometers. Many owners consider the 2.5-liter engine to be millionaire at all, but this is more of a fantasy. The guarantee of a long engine operation is high-quality lubricants and adherence to the maintenance schedule. You will have to visit the service every 10,000 kilometers. The throttle valve will have to be cleaned every 30-40,000 kilometers. In addition, Camry owners should not neglect the periodic check of the oil level. It can fall due to a leaking crankshaft rear oil seal. The base engine of the Camry was a 2.0-liter 148 horsepower 4. And it's also good even despite the fact that its resource is estimated at only 300,000 kilometers. The main thing is to monitor the condition of the timing chain drive. If the chain jumps over, then a major overhaul cannot be avoided. If the chain jumps over, then a major overhaul cannot be avoided. In 2014, a 2-liter engine of a new series with mixed fuel injection began to be installed on the car. The design of the new motor turned out to be much more complicated than the previous one, but despite this, it doesn't upset with reliability problems. Don't be afraid that the power unit of the new series was assembled at one of the Chinese factories of the Toyota company. The top version of the Toyota Camry was equipped with a 3.5-liter 6-cylinder petrol engine. Until 2012, the engine was upset with a problem with the overriding alternator clutch. Fortunately, Toyota engineers reacted quickly and started using new pulleys. In parallel, the engineers figured out the leaks from the oil cooler hoses. The Toyota guys were looking for the reason for the bad start at sub-zero temperature longer. Only in 2013 the Japanese company began to change the mounting blocks for new ones, which solved the problem. But with the unreliable pump, which serves about 60,000 kilometers on all Camry engines, nothing was done during the production of this generation of the sedan. In general, the 3.5-liter engine is in no way inferior in reliability to the 4-cylinder units, but it's hardly worth focusing on it. For buyers of a used car, a consumption of 16-18 liters in urban conditions can be an unpleasant surprise, after which they will not even want to think about good dynamics. Until 2014, sedans with a 2.0-liter engine were fitted with a primitive 4-speed automatic. The box didn't imply either efficiency or hurricane dynamics, but from the point of view of reliability it turned out to be ideal. It's not for nothing that many craftsmen are still confident that this transmission can only be broken on purpose. This is of course an exaggeration. Most often the owners themselves, without any malicious intent, shorten the life of the machine. Not knowing any problems with the box, they simply forget to monitor the level of the transmission fluid. Toyota itself is partly to blame for this, claiming that the oil in the box is filled for its entire service life. It's important to understand that the archaic 4-speed automatic is not designed for active driving. The first minor scheduled repair is usually associated with leaking oil seals. In this case, the box, even taking into account the smudges, works absolutely fine. On restyled sedans, the 4-speed automatic has given way to a modern box with 6 steps. The box from iSeen also boasts a considerable resource. A mileage of 300,000 km is not critical for it. The main thing is not to forget about the timely replacement of the oil and filter. The latter is worth updating every second oil change. The oil itself changes as it gets dirty. The greater the mileage, the shorter the intervals for its replacement. Specimens whose transmission oil has a burnt odor should be discarded. The fact is that the iSeen company prescribes to change everything, not just burnt out clutches. Naturally, such repairs will be very expensive. Those owners who prefer an aggressive driving style are likely to face a replacement rear box cover, and all because of the serious bending load that occurs during active driving. The cover is broken by a wedging Teflon ring, after which a gradual decrease in oil pressure begins. This in turn leads to slipping and burning of the clutches. If at this time there is dirty oil in the box, then the problem is aggravated. The suspension settings are different for the 2011 and 2014 Camry models. At first, the engineers put controllability at the forefront, and after restyling, the bet was already made on comfort. For those unaware of this feature, test drives of several Camrys may be perplexing. Regardless of the settings, the Japanese sedan suspension is commendably durable though. Ball joints, rear levers and shock absorbers can easily withstand 150,000 km. Anti-roll bar bushings are 2-3 times less, but they're quite inexpensive. A serious disadvantage of the suspension of the Japanese sedan can only be considered that its elements rust too quickly. Removing all parts is often very difficult. Fortunately, this has to be done extremely rarely. Brake pads on Toyota Camry can withstand 50,000 km. Quiet drivers have even more, up to 70,000 km. The rack and pinion steering gear is also pleasing. It serves 250,000 km. On the one hand, the 7th generation Toyota Camry really doesn't give rise to doubts about its highest reliability. On the other hand, it's easy to get discouraged from traces of rust on a 5-6-year-old car that has not been in an accident. Fortunately, caring owners who learned about this problem probably managed to make high-quality anti-corrosion treatment. Moreover, in the case of the Camry, the money invested in it will probably pay off many times during the subsequent sale of the car. If you are the owner, then be sure to leave a comment about this car. Your review will definitely help others with the choice of a car.